Hashem, Rachak Kudash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Broken Vessels. And pretty much I'm joined by the elders of the Houston camp, the elder Yagadal and the elder Yatazapah, and then the brother, Amathia from the Dallas camp. And pretty much, I watched this video earlier that was sent to me, and actually I saw it, but it was sent to me also. And it was dealing with the elder Barak from the HODC camp. And pretty much he said that there's no prophecy that speaks about World War III, and that Yahushua never spoke about World War III. And when I heard that, I'm like, damn, these guys, they're waxing worse and worse. These old heads are waxing worse and worse. It's like they're just losing it, and the scriptures ain't gonna say World War I, World War II, or the Revolutionary War, nothing like that. But it speaks about wars in general. Somebody get Matthew 24, the verse where Yahushua said that, because he said that there's no prophecy on it, and that the Old Testament, that Yahushua never said there was gonna be a World War III. And I believe he mentioned Gog and Magog, which that is the precursor, or that is not precursor, but that is World War III. So what do you want it to say? And thus, this day will World War III happen?
Quick
Yeah, bring it out.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1.
And you could go into
it. It says, let a man so account of us as the ministers of Mashiach and the stewards of the mysteries of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, so first of all, it's stated as what we're supposed to be accounted for as the ministers or the servants of Mashiach, which that you have to fulfill that lot through action, deed, and mainly the doctrine that you're teaching, man. All right, because that's what Jake is doing, man. They're waxing worse within the doctrine. All right, straying away from Yahushua, which that's what we're teaching. We're preaching Yahushua and salvation. Okay, it says, and the stewards of the mysteries of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. When you go into that word stewards, all right, one of the main definitions, it goes into a management of another's household affairs.
That's it.
So you guys that's straying away from the doctrine and getting worse and worse, all right, and this oil is leaked out of you, but you're trying to force something out with no spirit attached to it, man. And the spirit is what? The spirit of understanding. So the Most High have certain men who were set up to receive the understanding, to decode it to the others who were meant to receive it, man.
Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealed the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Was that it on that?
Yeah, he caught that.
Okay,
I got Matthew 24.
Bring it out.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach.
Right, and that doesn't necessarily mean saying that they are the Messiah, even though you do have accounts of that. But you also have individuals that are saying that they're inspired by the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to be teachers. And you have a lot of these teachers that are not following the path. They're straying away from the path that was taught them. Go ahead.
All right, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right, so you wanted to say World War I, World War II, World War III, and say you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled.
What did it mean by wars? It's talking about wars. You had, look, when you go back and just in the history of America, you had the American Revolution, right? You had the Spanish-American War. You had the French-Indian Wars, right? You had, the Korean conflict. You had the Vietnam conflict, right? You had Desert Shield, which turned to Desert Storm. You had the war in Iraq. You had the war in Afghanistan. So you mean to tell me that Yahushua would have to name each and every one of those wars? He said war and rumors of wars.
Yeah, in other words, 2 wars have already happened and come to pass. Now there's a rumor,
you get Revelation,
all right, which is the prophecy of another war, which is going to be the last war.
You got something to back you up.
I was holding that too.
You got it? Okay, bring it out.
You got it.
This is Revelations 11 and verse 14. It says, the second woe is past.
Matter of fact, go to 8 and 13, brother. Start that one, that one first. And your brothers got it.
This is Revelations 8 and 13. And it reads, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of the heavens, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe.
You got to think about this. This is in the heavens. All right, he's seeing this vision, and these angels, they doing major things. They're speaking of major things, man. Jake don't realize that when you omitting WW3, all right, what the MOTB is, all right, man, you are downplaying major events that John the Revelator was seeing. This is some serious things, all right, being spoken of through the angels in the heavens, man.
That's right. Go ahead.
It says, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of the heavens, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other
To
voices.
the inhabitants of the earth. So that means this is a global thing that he's speaking about. It's not just some small skirmish or something that's going to be lightly. No, this is going to speak of great destruction. All right, we went through 2 wars already, which didn't do damage to the whole world. It was centralized. All right, but now through this nuclear technology, all right, you don't have to meet up on the battlefield.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, so I'm just got something real quick to back you before you read on. Isaiah 30, because you said to the inhabitants of the earth, that's the key point. Come near, this is Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, inhabitants of the earth, and hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. So this is the final war that the Lord's speaking about.
Right.
Bringing all, and matter of fact, you can finish that up.
Huh.
Just if, so we could tie it all together.
Back in the middle.
Like I said, any points, any scriptures, brothers, feel free to jump in whenever the Spirit hits you.
Back in the middle of Revelations 8, in the middle of verse 13, it says, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound.
And that's World War I, World War II, and World War III. That's why I said, woe, woe, woe. And then this is when you jump from one precept to another, or one line to another, as the brother's about to do in Revelation, the 9th chapter, the chapter after, to let you know about these world wars. You got it.
Revelations 11.
Because you have wars, but you have major wars, which are world wars. You know, because there's been skirmishes and wars all over the world.
But all nations getting involved.
Thank you. There you go.
Let's start at verse 13.
Yeah, brother. Wherever you. Oh no, is that 9? 9 chapter?
What, 11?
No. Get the 9th chapter first.
Okay.
9 and what is that? 12.
Yeah.
And then we could go to 11.
This is
Let's
Revelation
line them up.
9 and verse 11.
That's it.
It says in verse 12, Revelation 9 and 12, it says, One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
Right. So one war is past, meaning one war is past. This is a major war that took place on the planet.
Right.
And when you read Revelation, the 9th chapter, from the first verse down, you know, if you have spiritual eyes to see, that was dealing with World War I. It gives you in signs and symbols, you know, the jets, you know, the planes that they fought in World War I, you know, and the way that they were set up, and the
helmets that the pilots wore.
right, the helmets that the pilots wore, and the Apostle John was describing them in terms that were familiar in that time.
He couldn't say no. You just couldn't say it's a plane flying in the sky. He had to use locusts to describe what he saw.
There you go.
Those are guns, machine gun head in the back. You know, he said that do things.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know you didn't have those terms like airplane and plane and, you know, men flying in the air.
Yeah, machine gun.
Machine gun, right? Imagine that. You talking about people that have swords, battling with swords, daggers, spears, darts, arrows, right? But and to planes, they didn't know what it meant. So he described it the best, just like when he described the missiles, he described them as what? Figs falling, arching down.
It's poetry.
That's it.
Most High is the
ultimate
best poet.
That's it.
Yeah, when they spoke about the hair, that was the scarf
Yep.
that they would wear. And it, you know, he saw it just blowing in the wind, so he said, oh, it got hair.
Yeah.
But, right.
Men with hair as women,
Right.
you know?
That's like when told Daniel to seal up the book. knowledge will increase. So he didn't know what it was at the time, but he described it for us to reveal it in these times.
That's it. That's it. Hey, see how it's all coming together?
Yeah, you got those men that scribe certain prophecies are back breaking it down in its entirety now.
Right. Because at one point it was a mystery. Even in these times, going back, before the Spirit jumped on Elder Abba Bivens to bring out what we know today as the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, there were things that were still mysteries then. There's things that's still mysteries right now.
Right.
Where you have scholars trying to go into the book of Revelation and can't break it down because it's not given to the world. The Lord told the disciples that it was given unto them to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to the rest it was not given.
That's right.
You got it.
Revelations 9, verse 12 says, "One woe is past, and behold, the third come to. There come two woes more hereafter."
I'm sorry, read that again.
Come on, Revelations 9 and 12. "One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter."
That's World War I, World War II, and World War III. So when you finish, when it finished describing World War I, it said one woe or one world war is past, and two more are coming. Now jump to the 11th chapter, 14th verse.
It's Revelations 11 and 14. "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
So the second woe is past, which is World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. From 1914 to 1919, that was World War I. From around 1939 to around 1944, 45, around there, that was World War II. And then here it is, we're, what is it, like 60, 70 years, almost 80 years
About
in the
80
future,
almost.
which is nothing, and World War III is brewing, and it's
Right.
been brewing.
We overdue for war.
Thank you. Overdue. And you see it brewing up everywhere. Remember the Albert Pike and Giuseppe Mazzini, they drew up, 3 world wars. And at the end of the Third World War, they would have the world.
That's what Jake don't understand. These Edomites, since they've been the Renaissance era, they've been planning,
That's it.
orchestrating from behind the scenes, being like the Atazar is going to, man, like the Wizard of Oz. Until we know we represent was the dog named Toto.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, he pulled went and pulled the curtain back, and you see this raggedy ass Edomite
Man,
performing magic.
brother, if that's not them just showing the world. I mean, they pretty much they slap people in the face with that movie.
Yeah.
They show you what really is going on in the world, but in a roundabout way. And they show this. That's why the scriptures say, when this devil's revealed, the world gonna say, they're gonna narrowly look upon him and say, "Is this the man?"
Yeah.
Can you imagine that shit? These crinkly ass devils, no salt, no power whatsoever,
God.
and they're the ones that's pulling the strings behind the scenes.
After a certain amount of generations in the kingdom, like our children, that's gonna be hard for them to believe. Like they ruled.
Yeah, nah, you joking, right, Daddy?
Yeah, no.
I got this one for you.
Right. Salaki, I went off.
On
Go ahead.
yeah, what you speaking about Pike and Mazzini, all right, so we go to Revelation 12 and 12, because we're speaking about the inhabitants,
Beautiful.
all right? So it says, "Therefore rejoice."
And even, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and even before that, when you go to the 7th verse, that's
All
dealing
right.
with World War III. But no, you can make the point.
That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what I was looking for too.
Okay.
This is Revelation 12 and 7. It says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels."
Matter of fact, do me a favor, get Revelation 19, what is that, 11? Matter of fact, start at 10. Because the part where it says that Yahweh Shai righteousness, he does judge.
Yeah, he
Right.
come to
Make
make
judge
war.
and make war.
Even a brother posted on the comment board at Exodus 15 and 3.
See? The Lord is, man, come on, man.
Right.
It's like,
God.
it's like you're not, it's just like, it's not going to say that the MOTB is the micro C here.
Yeah.
It's not going to say in the scriptures, the so-called white man are the Edomites.
Jake don't want to see war. He don't want the Jacob's trouble to come.
That's right.
You think about Salaki.
Yeah, no, you speaking.
No, I was saying you think of Daniel the 2nd chapter when it goes into the statue. All right, you had the different metals, man. Well, how did it transition from one power to another through warfare?
Yeah.
That's
Right,
how
that's all
a
it did,
stronger
yeah.
military dominated. Now this is the strongest military all right, a host of armies coming, all right, to dominate, all right, the armies of the world, man, through war.
Right.
All right, but in the midst of a world war coming,
That's it.
to show now, we the top dog. Yahweh Shai is the top dogs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because when Yahushua comes back, that's what he's coming to do.
Oh man, just the point that you were saying, you know, the Most High, he's not going to be specific because that wouldn't leave room for faith. If he told you everything, where would faith be?
Right.
Right. And if he'd have told us everything, how long do you think the Bible would have lasted without these devils burning
And
it
that
all?
too, we wouldn't even have it.
You know, can you imagine that? The white man is the devil. The white man is the Edomites. They're going into slavery. They would have been burned up. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians are the Israelites.
Condemned it.
Yeah, they would have been. They would have did worse than the slave Bible.
Right.
You know, the Bible might have been 1 page long.
Right.
The Holy Bible,
That's it.
and that's it.
We'll tell you what it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
So it says, again, Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels.
Oh, so let's read.
Oh,
that.
you want?
Yeah. Let's get that. No, we get that, and then we're gonna
We'll
go
go back.
because that's gonna set it up.
Yeah.
Because this is the actual. That's actually World War III.
That's it.
Because you're gonna have Yahushua and the angels coming to do battle with this devil. Because the technology they got now, they're fighting with drones. They're fighting with with unmanned jets.
Right.
So when Yahushua comes back, he's coming back to wage war. But he said that Yahushua never spoke about World War III. Yeah, you got it.
Revelations 19, starting at verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me,
Fire.
See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
That's it. The testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So as far as prophecy is concerned, Yahushua is in prophecy because he is the word.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Verse
And then
11.
we're gonna go back into that.
Right.
Verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse.
That's Yahushua. Go ahead.
And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
That's
And in-
Yahushua. Go ahead. And then what?
And in righteousness he do judge and make war.
See? And in righteousness he does judge and make war. That's what he's coming to do. So this is the war it's talking about. You got 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. You know, you got what we're reading now. You got different prophecies, Isaiah 63, of World War III, and who he's gonna come to visit.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Wanna
they
say
know
something?
at the end of it, if this is really true and this happens, I'm fucked.
Exactly. That's why they got their bunkers. They're gonna be hiding.
Yep.
Hide us from the wrath of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb.
You mentioned 2nd Ezra 13. That lets you know that it's going to be something going on, a war.
Yeah.
Because they said when they come, they're going to be so afraid, but yet there's fight. But they're going
Right.
to turn around and go towards the Yahushua.
Because it's gonna be angelic beings fighting against mortal men.
Right.
Right, and that's what the Most High gave them all the technology of drones and all that just to make it interesting, because they wouldn't have no, it wouldn't be no fun. They just come down, they got firearms and shit. No, they had to give them a little technology, so when the angel come back, they can have a little, they can have some fun.
Yeah,
Fighting
you know,
chance.
yeah,
Fighting
You
chance.
fighting your son or a little child, and you get all right. I'm gonna get on my knees and put one hand behind my back.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
still
God.
just killing them with jabs.
That's it. That's it.
God.
That's it.
So back at Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not.
Right, and that's the dragon is Esau. Their militaries, because their militaries are not going to be able to withstand the power that Yahushua is coming. Just Yahushua's chariot, they're not going to be able to deal with that.
Right.
Much less any of the smaller. They're not going to be able to deal with the smaller chariots. So how much more that big chariot? You know? You got it.
It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Because when Yahushua comes back, it's going to be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. You're going to see nothing but disintegration of Esau's military, the nation's military. That's why he said his beef is with the leaders, pretty much the leaders of the world and their armies.
That's how you conquer a nation.
There you go.
Yep.
How would a Christian break this down?
I would like to know that. I would like to see the Elder Barak break that down. You know, I mean, no, I ain't, you know, I still give him respect as an elder, but at the same time, you know, he's going off on the scriptures.
That's something major.
You know, and then he's even the one that said that Barack Obama was an antichrist and an anti-type. Now, if we would have said some shit like that, they would have been all over our ass.
Yeah.
The IUIC, Sakari, they would have all been on our ass about that. To this day, making video after video about that. But they said it, and nobody talks about that anymore. These individuals said certain shit about the 400-year prophecy. That so-called 400-year prophecy came and went, and nobody's attacking them about that. But they still talking about the year 2000 thing on us. It's a personal thing.
It's personal.
Yeah.
But it's beyond personal. It's spiritual. You know, but you got
It's like Sakari when it brought up the rape issue that been hashed out over and over again. It's in the scripture.
Yeah.
So we supposed to ignore it? It's in the scripture.
Yeah.
I'm in Revelation. I'm in Revelation 12. Revelation 14 says that the elect are going to follow the Lamb whithersoever he go. So they're not going to turn just because the scripture ain't PC, and they going to turn the blind eye to it.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
And we got to deal with the the nastiness of the scriptures. We got to
nasty-
deal with
that
it.
segment.
That's it. The nastiness as Apostle Tahar, you know, he came up with the nastiness of the scriptures.
Back in Revelation 12:9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. All right.
That's it.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Hey, this is a Christianity that incorporate Greek mythology into the breakdown.
That's it.
They start seeing Zeus and all this Greek mythology in their mind.
Well, that's where they get that idea for the big war and the war in heaven.
War in
where
heaven.
you know, the Lord fought with Satan, rebelled with the third of the angels, and then they got cast out of heaven. Okay, what year was that? Did that happen yet?
Yeah. And I thought the Most High was omnipotent. He's all powerful. You mean to tell me an all powerful entity all of a sudden didn't know that Satan was going around whispering, hey, look, brother, we're gonna rebel against the Most High in 2 weeks.
Yeah, let me holler at you.
Yeah. Buying them lunch in the heavens.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Verse 10, it
Wendy's
says,
sandwich.
and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation, and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Which just shows you that it's talking about men. You know, the dragon is talking about men. It's telling you that. Read that verse again.
That's right. This is Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach.
Yep.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
Right, the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Satan ain't accusing us. Satan is just doing his thing. He's just working for the Lord. He's doing whatever the Lord told him to do. Say, go wreak havoc. You know, it's your time. Do what you got to do. Go ahead.
It says, where am I at? Okay. Yeah, and the power of his for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death.
Right, because when you teach this word, you become an enemy to this world, because this world is in a total demonic spiritual vibration, you know, demonic spirit, you know, and this truth does not mesh with the world. That's why the world can't accept it.
That's right.
Even the spirit of truth of the world cannot receive. You got it.
Verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right.
And you made me think about that when you spoke on Albert Pike and Mazzini. They knew it.
Yeah.
They said, well, we're gonna divide, we're gonna bring this new world order in by 3 world wars. And they knew they ain't have that much time, because they had them set you know, as the apostle was going into the
Time
days.
frame, yeah.
That was all in, 2 of them was in 1 century. And now here the one coming in at the beginning of the very next century. That's really a short time.
Yeah.
It ain't even been 100 years, well, since World War One.
Yeah, it's been,
been 100
just a little more
just
than
a
100
little.
years. But 1,000 years to the Lord is nothing. That's one day.
Nothing.
You want to make a point?
Well, we mentioned it like the world wars. When you look at the different wars, what happened in World War II? They introduced what? The atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Now another war is everything getting gathered. Now we're down, like I say, in Daniel 2, we're at 10 the toe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, partly iron, partly miry clay. Now all that's staying is where do we go from here? That's the end. So now you have all these alliances that's being put together. You know, you have the NATO, EU.
Yep.
Also now you got BRICS nations. It's setting up for them to hate the war. We're seeing that right now.
That's heavy. You said the feet is iron and clay, and they say that they was gonna clash. They wasn't gonna come together. So that's letting you know it's gonna be a
before that
conflict.
stone
Right.
come,
Right.
smash
That
the
stone.
10
It's gonna be a
toes.
conflict.
It's gonna be
Because they don't
skirmish.
they don't jail.
They don't
They
jail.
don't, right.
You see it happening right now.
You see it.
You know, you see them.
You spoke on that last night,
they-
Apostle.
the EUs and NATO and all them. They're coming against America
Right.
because
Thursday.
America's.
I'm sorry, that was Thursday.
Thursday,
We was
okay.
talking about that Thursday.
Okay,
You got it.
they're coming against America
Mhm.
because America's not giving them a fair shake. You
Right.
know, it's just like, okay, you have a business deal with different individuals. Everybody got to say, but your say always takes precedence over everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and if nobody else could say anything, you're the
That's
one
what
making
they
the
said.
most money.
That's what they said.
You're making the most out of everything, and everybody's just getting little crumbs here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting tired of this shit.
Because whenever NATO would go against Israel, the U.S. come and veto it, and
Yep.
that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything all them other nations said, the U.S. could come and overthrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they getting tired of that shit.
This is that city that ruleth over all the kings of the earth. You can't put that on nobody else.
Sit upon
Can't
many
put that
waters.
nowhere.
That's it. That's all the different nations and peoples and tongues. So where we at now? We finished that at 9, right? So
building up
and
to the 11th chapter, you want to stop at 9?
what's that?
No, I thought he had 11 earlier.
Yeah, 11 to 14.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know
I
what?
got a
Read-
little bit left in
Go ahead,
Matthew
go ahead.
24.
No, finish that up, and then we'll see what we got there. And nobody got anything else. I got like 2 precepts I want to bring out, and like I said, we'll just if anybody got anything else, feel free.
So it's just
So finish that up,
one
and then
scripture.
we'll read a little more of that. Yeah, give me you
So
got
this is
something?
No, that's all.
back in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6.
Zephaniah.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Right,
For,
wars and rumors of wars. Okay,
for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
right, because there's going to be wars and there's been wars and rumors of wars, but we're at the buildup of this last war. Remember, all the other wars they were fought with the regular fatigues, jungle fatigues. It wasn't until the 80s, actually the 90s, when they started wearing those desert fatigues.
Right, the digital camouflage
Yeah.
and all of that. Yeah.
The reason,
Desert.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that
No,
was-
finish. No, because the reason why is because you have what is it, Joel 2:20. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Joel 2:20. Let's see. Nah, you're going off. Oh boy. All right, I see the brothers on it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Somebody going. You always got
Like
you always got somebody that's an expert, but they ain't.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing? They're the expert at everything. You want to learn. You was an Israelite. You want to know your finger from a hole in your ass or from a hole in the ground if it wasn't for the men that came before you. But you're a fucking expert. But you got it, bro.
This is Joel 2:20. But I remove far off from you the northern army.
Right, and this is dealing with America because prior to water, brother, prior to the what they call desert, it was started off as Desert Shield. Prior to that, all the wars were with those BDUs or the battle dress uniforms, which was the forest type fatigues.
Right.
Then during the time of the 90s, that's when they came out with those desert type fatigues, because the Lord was setting the stage for this final war called Armageddon, Mountain of the Troops, which the Lord is setting up right now. And that's the reason why you have all these militaries over there and military bases of different militaries in that area. Go ahead.
Joel 2:20, but I will remove far off from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate.
Right. What is that land barren? The northern army is America.
Right.
The land barren and desolate is what? That's what you call so-called Saudi Arabia. That's where they're at right now. Go ahead.
With his face towards the East Sea.
The East Sea would be the Euphrates going into the Persian Gulf. That all of that region right there. That's going towards the east. That's that body of water there. You have the Tigris to the north, and as you come down, it goes into the Persian Gulf, which goes into the Indian Ocean. Go ahead.
And his hinder part towards the utmost sea.
So the back of him to the utmost sea. What is the utmost sea? That's the Red Sea. So in that region right there, you will have all of these militaries amassing. And this is what you call Armageddon. When you understand Armageddon, Armageddon is not this so-called battle between Satan and his angels and Yahushua and Michael and their angels. This angelic war. It ain't gonna be no angelic war. The only angels that's gonna be there is Yahushua and the angels against Esau, his militaries, and the militaries of these other nations.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And his stink shall come up.
Why? Because of all the dead bodies. Go ahead.
And his ill savor shall come up because he has done great things.
Right. So that's their dead military men, because the very first job of Esau and the other nations is to, one group is going to go around looking for the dead bodies. The next group is going to come through and dig holes to bury those dead bodies. Okay?
Employment work.
They continue on employment. You know? That was it on that, right? Anybody got anything
There's
else?
a little bit left on
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right. So,
Okay.
right. The
You go ahead and
nations
teach
coming
that,
against each other. That's going to be every nation on earth. It's going to be a global conflict. All right. In the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahushua, what the apostle is saying. That barren land.
Yeah, it's somewhere
That's a heavy
he has
point.
it set for the nations to be judged at one time specifically.
Yeah.
As a whole, all the nations are going to be gathered for this last judgment.
That's a heavy point on the camo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it went to tan and brown and to blend with that sand and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe when you do the research, I believe that camouflage didn't come out, I think, to like the late 80s or something like that, 89 or something like that. And that's when they went to that, because I was in the military. 89, I got out September 89. A couple of months later, that's when they had Desert Shield. You know, and that's when everybody was being shipped out to Iraq. You know?
Okay, it's a little bit left. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right, that's a world conflict right there. It says, and this is Yahushua speaking. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah. So these are all things that's happening right now.
That was it.
You know, and it's just like these elders that's supposed to be the pillars, it's like they're losing it.
Flaking on the people.
Yeah,
man.
that's why I called it, the Spirit had me call it broken vessels. You know, they're leaking cisterns. All that water and oil that they had is like leaking out.
That's right.
You know, I mean, I know it's necessary, but it's a sad thing to see. You know, because we genuinely had love for these elders. You know, and it's just like, wow, man. You would never thought you'd see the day when these guys would start flaking like this.
Scripture said it's gonna wax worse and worse.
And that's it. And that's what's happening.
And it's not over.
No, it's not. It's not. We ain't really seen nothing yet. Wait till the shit start getting real heavy and hard, and you're gonna really see the true colors of everybody.
But those same guys teaching shit like that gonna flip-flop in that day and try to act like they've been warning Israel and no. If you omitting WW3 saying that's not in the scriptures or Yahushua didn't speak of it, first of all, like we said, what book are you reading?
Exactly.
Like, what are you fucking reading?
You're not reading the script. You're not reading the Bible. You must be reading the Book of Mormons or something.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know?
But we supposed to be warning the people, and you telling them, man, ain't no trouble, ain't no harm coming.
But now that you see shit happening, if you listen closely to what I said, moron, I said there was nothing happening yet, but I never said there was not going to be no time of Jacob's trouble. Yes, you did.
Let's see.
Amazing. You looking for something?
The broken cistern.
Is that in Proverbs? Yeah, Con. I think it's in Proverbs 5, is it? If I'm not, or it could, or is it in Isaiah or Jeremiah 2?
I thought Jeremiah 2.
2, yeah. Cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Okay.
You know, and then I know there's one in Hebrews, the 2nd chapter. Matter of fact, somebody get Hebrews 2, and we'll read that, and then we'll go back to Zephaniah. Hebrews 2 and 1. And then, you know, I know you brothers know about the...
2 and 13 is the one you was
2:13. All right, so we could read that one.
That's it.
Yeah, brother, remember, you know that red Bible, right? We get from the, used to get from the Jehovah's Witness. Well, there, when you look at Hebrews 2, when you read it, there's one part in there that when you read it in the where the precepts go, it says, or run out as a leaking vessel. So I'm just read, somebody read it, whoever got it, Hebrews 2 and 1.
This is Hebrews 2 and 1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard.
Right, because that was never, it was always taught about World War III in the old One West school. Go ahead. So what is it? I mean, these guys taking bags, or they just losing it? You know, go ahead.
Lest at any time we should let them slip.
Right, at least at any time we should let them slip. And when you look at, there's a number there, and I'm pretty sure if you look that up in the blue letter, it'll probably even say it. But there was a number, it might have been 1, and then when you go to where the precepts went, it said, or let them slip out as leaking vessels or something like that. Because if you have a vessel, right, you had a bottle and it got a little hole in it, everything ain't gonna come out right away, but that one little drop is gonna eventually, everything's gonna leak out. You know, especially when you turn the hourglass over.
Con.
You got there where it says Hebrews 2 and 1 where it says slip, anything slip or something like that. The word for slip.
Slip. This Hebrews 2 and 1 is parareo.
Okay.
And it reads, to glide by, lest ye be carried by, pass by. Lest the salvation which these things heard show us how to obtain, slip away from us.
Right, and that's what's happening. These guys, the truth is slipping away from them. The oil is slipping away from them. You know?
Check that out. 2 and 1, drift away.
Yeah, drift away. And then there's, like I said, the Bible we had, it says run out as a leaking vessel.
Man.
Is there more?
Yes.
That's you are. The Most High always uses the analogy of vessels to talk about men.
That's it.
Lamore says, a thing escapes me, slips my mind.
Yeah, because that's what's happening. The Lord is slowly but surely taking it away. You know, so get that one in Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter.
You gonna break it down?
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Right? So, yeah, it's talking about the 2 evils. For one, you know, you hewing out cisterns, but for other philosophies. All right, because we talk about wine, right, being ideologies, doctrines, and philosophies. Right. You know, or water. You know, they live in waters. Well, they can be contained in vessels. We are those vessels. So, you know, hewing that means you ain't right. I mean, you ain't right. You get into these wayward philosophies and doctrines, you know, and like the scriptures say, for my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns.
Right, because the fountain is always pushing out water.
Yes.
Right? Yahweh shall say, he that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. But here it is, you catching it with a broken vessel. And that's just coming right out. It's going in, but it's going right out. And that's what's happening with a lot of these individuals.
Yeah, it's set to contain it.
Right. You know, I mean, the shit might look good. It got a hole in the back, but the front of it looks beautiful. I mean, it's like, damn, that's a beautiful vessel, man.
Fringes on the vessel.
Exactly. But then you pouring the water in, it's like, damn, I'm pouring water. It's not getting filled up.
It's never coming
It's
up.
just leaking
Yeah.
out. It just keeps leaking out. You know,
That's it. Broken systems that can hold no water.
that can hold no water. That's it. You know, a matter of fact, it's in Jude, it speaks about the clouds they are without water.
Without water.
You know. So, anybody got anything else?
Joel still.
Let's go to Zephaniah 3
He's
and 8.
Zephaniah 3 and 8. That's
And then
right
somebody get Isaiah 13 and 1. And then, you know, and then if brothers have anything after that, then we just hit a few points and that's that.
I'm reading NLT.
Read the KJV first and then read the NLT.
This is Zephaniah 3 and 8 in the KJV. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh Shemi Awashai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations."
And this right here is called Armageddon, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. The Lord is gathering the nations. He's not gathering all the different nations and their people. He's gathering their military together. That's who Yahushua is coming to do battle with. You know, Yahushua is coming back to take his kingdom. So when you go and you take over a particular empire or a kingdom or whatever the case may be, you're going against the nobles, you're going against their armies, their militaries. You ain't fighting against the common people,
Common folk.
unless they just happen to be in the military. You're fighting against the nobles, the leaders, and you're fighting against the militaries.
Yeah.
And that's what Yahushua is coming to do. Go ahead. If y'all got any
It
points?
says, "That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour out upon them mine indignation."
Right. So the Lord says he's going to gather these kingdoms to pour out upon them his indignation. Go ahead.
"Even all my fierce anger."
So how is that indignation or fierce anger going to come? By way of the Heavenly Father's missiles, the nuclear missiles. So let's get that. Matter of fact, get the point, and then we'll start at 1. Read the verse. I believe it's verse 6.
line.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, "For all the earth
Woo.
shall be devoured within the fire with the fire of my jealousy."
And that's dealing with what you claim to be actually your powers. Like when the scripture say Yahushua comes back, the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
It's shaking.
You know, so your strongholds, your militaries, that's going to be taken down. You know,
You want to start at like the noise of multitude, or
the one where it said, let me see, the 5th verse, and then we'll jump to the 1st verse, because we read here the Lord is going to gather the nations to pour upon them his indignation, even on his fierce anger, right?
His final judgment.
Which is World War III. But the Bible don't say it's called World War III.
Yeah,
That's
Because that terminology wasn't back then. It didn't exist back then.
Right.
You got it.
this is Isaiah 13 and verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven.
That's dealing with the missiles. Go ahead.
Even Yahweh Shemi Awashai and the weapons of his
The
indignation
weapons of his indignation.
Right? Go ahead.
to destroy the whole land.
What did you just read?
All
it.
of the earth.
All the earth. You see? So this the Lord's weapons, which is what is that? That's talking about World War III. That's talking about the destruction. Because matter of fact, somebody get Isaiah 9 and 5. You got more on there?
Yeah, it goes
Go
into
ahead.
that destruction. It's verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
The you want to say something?
Oh, that's it. You know, it's coming from the destruction of the Almighty. Like you mentioned, he's going to gather, it says in Joel 3, all nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's going to Yahweh Shaphat. You know, Yahweh's judgment. He's going to plead for his people. That's what the plea ain't going for. He's going to judge them. And like I say, when you go into these different nations, when you destroy a nation's army, you're finna siege the city. You're finna, you know, because the army is their defense.
Right.
Once you destroy their armies, they're full game at that time.
Who is this that coming from Edom with
Dag
Dag
armies.
armies?
Yeah, I was thinking about 2 Peter 3 and 10. How is that going to come to pass if there's no world war or nuclear war?
Right. What is that fire? The day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
Yeah.
They shall stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. You know what is going to do that?
Yeah, the very elements are going to be burned up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to do that? Because the first world was destroyed by water. This world is going to be destroyed by fire.
Second death.
Yeah.
The second death. That's it.
Yeah, but then you jump down further in that chapter and it goes into what? That righteous, we hasten for the day that righteousness dwell in the earth. Right now, the earth is under a wicked vibration.
That's it.
All right, under gross darkness. So in order for that whole beast system to be taken out of power, it's going to have to be a war to end those nobles through their military, man. To establish that righteousness, that's what's going to be within the kingdom of heaven here on earth.
That's it. So let's read that.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise
That's those wars. Go ahead.
and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, those are ancient warriors that fight on an open battlefield like this. They
Yep.
would be yelling, screaming,
Screaming, yeah.
you know,
Clanging
swords
metals.
clanging, you know, helmets clanging, shields.
Chanting before the
Yeah. Whoa, yeah, let's go. You know, just screaming,
Battle
and yelling.
cries, yeah.
Battle motherfuckers yelling because their arm got chopped off. They're trying to put a tourniquet on that shit so it don't bleed out. You know? And that's how the ancient wars were fought. But the Lord gave these devils the technology to be able to fight, sending fire from heaven, you know, to the earth. So warfare has come a long way from the ancient times to now, even from the Middle Ages to now. You know, it wasn't really technically to the 1900s,
Right.
that they, in
that's
the 1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'40s.
that they actually came up with the concept of dropping fucking bombs from planes. You know?
Man. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
This shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Matter of fact, we got to go back to Isaiah 34. So what's going to be the burning and fuel of fire? That's going to be the missiles that are going to be dropping, the lasers from the chariots. So it's going to be a hell of a combination. That's why it says men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking at those things that are coming upon the earth.
right.
You know? So let's go to Isaiah 34. And then, like I said, we'll read that. And if y'all brothers got anything, we're going to read about to verse 6 or something like that.
Okay. Start at the top.
Yep.
Isaiah 34:1. Come near ye nations to hear and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter.
And this is Revelation 12, we just read. Revelation 19, you can read about it. 2nd Ezra 13. You know, Isaiah 63. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
When we just reading that in the you know the barren the desolate land, their carcasses were going, you know, be pretty
Stink.
much piled up.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood,
That's dealing with their governments. Go ahead.
and all the hosts of the heavens shall be dissolved.
That's talking about your planes that's going to be up in the heaven. Planes, helicopters, drones, whatever it is you're going to have out there. Stealth fighters. You know, anything you have up in the heavens is going to be taken out, and then your place will never be found up there anymore. Why? Because you're not going back up there unless we decide to punch you up there.
Right.
Kick an Edomite in the head.
Yeah.
God damn, just throw right. Perfect.
Fine.
Go ahead.
In the middle of verse 4, and all their hosts shall fall down.
Right, that's dealing with all your militaries. That's your 2nd Ezra 13 chapter. Go ahead.
As the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
Right, like the fig falls, it arches, like Elder Pastor like broke it down. It comes down in an arching fashion, and that's how these missiles come down. They go up into the heavens, right, and then they come down. When they reach their height, then they come back down and they start arching. And that's why you have rocket propulsions that propel them. And then by the time they come down, the last piece that's left is the warhead.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the rocket is just a propelling agent to get the missile from one part of the earth to the other.
To the destination.
But the main destruction is in their head. Their power is in their tail and in their head.
Yeah, multiple missiles within that warhead.
That's it. That's it. That's why the Apostle John, he didn't count the missiles. He said he heard the number of the missiles, 200,000, which is 200 million. He wasn't going to be able to count that many missiles. The Spirit told him how many missiles it was.
Through hearing.
That's it. Go ahead.
Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Because Esau is going to be in power. They are in power when Yahushua comes back. You know, go ahead.
Verse 6. The sword of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats.
That's your militaries. Go ahead.
With the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
And that's representative of America today. You know, is there more to that? Was that verse 6?
Yeah, it was verse 6.
Okay, so I believe that's the main point. The brothers got anything? Any other precepts?
This is Isaiah 54:16.
Let's go.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
You got it, brother.
And like you say, when you look at a smith of old, they did what? They blow up the coals to create swords. All right. Yeah. Now, what is them swords now? And you know, when you blow that, blow that coals in the fire, it gets hot, real hot. Now these missiles, the Lord have put the spirit on these Edomites.
Scientists, yep.
Yeah, these scientists. You know, because America got a lot of them scientists after these wars. Them German scientists.
That's right.
Put the spirit on them to come and create these military and these atomic bombs, and now it's what, nuclear. Now these the Smith have made it. They said these nuclear weapons can be hotter than the sun.
Damn.
So that's why I said your
technology.
eye.
Hey, because the Lord caused the fire to come down on Sodom and Gomorrah and all those 5 cities, because they're trying to say that Zoar wasn't destroyed. Zoar was destroyed,
Right.
because it's one of the 5 cities. The scriptures speak about in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, the 51st chapter, it speaks about all 5 cities were destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And it says no place been discovered on earth like Sodom and Gomorrah, like those 5 cities that got them sulfur balls that burn like that.
That's it. That's it.
Knowing that was, a type of destruction, fire.
That was otherworldly.
Yes.
Sulfur balls.
It says, verse 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
So look, I'm just thinking, the Most High gave them that ability to contain His righteous anger. All right, His final judgment within this creation that He put in their minds for their own destruction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna make you create what's gonna bring you in.
Right.
It says, and I have created the waster to destroy. And that's it. He had created that for what? World War III, for a day of destruction. All right. It says it's going to be nothing like it. Starting with Jacob's trouble, and then you're going to bring forth what? Wars of all wars. That's what they call it. All right. This war, Albert Einstein, he said after this third war's war, he said the next war we have to be fight with sticks and stones.
World War IV would be had to fight with sticks and stones, right?
Why is that? Because everything that's set up to what? The waster to what? Destroy.
What you had mentioned, 2 Peter 3 beginning at 10. The elements shall be met with fervent heat, so there ain't gonna be nothing left. There ain't gonna be no sticks and stones over there. in Babylon.
Man,
Lines of confusion and stones of emptiness.
2 judgments. You're gonna have 2 valleys getting destroyed. You'll have where the nations coming together, they're gonna have to get a judgment there, and then you're gonna have the judgment over here in the valley of dry bones. That's right.
So is that it, brothers? So with that, we pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. Till the next time we say, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.